What's everybody? We are back today with another episode. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. And we will see you guys in the episode.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Bro to Bro Cop Podcast with the Cosmos. I'm here with my co-host, my big bro. Welcome him back. He missed the last episode, of course, but that's right. He had some stuff going on, but that's okay. But we're here. Got some discussions to talk about. We got some topics. First, how's your day been? Let's go with that. How has your day been today? We'll start with that. Whatever. So busy
You want
day.
me to tell you about my fucking day?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's hear about your day.
good. I'm here.
That's
I
true. Yep.
travel like what 700 miles in the last 4 days.
Insane.
But
Yeah.
I got a lot of energy for this today, so let's do it.
Yep. We had a wedding this weekend, but that was pretty lit. But at the end of the day, it was fun time for sure. But anyways, we are here. We got some topics to discuss today. Our first one is a question for everybody in the audience. You guys can comment down below your guys' thoughts. But a topic I saw was: would you rather have the number one pick and taking Fernando Mendoza or the field? Me personally, I am taking the field. That's just, I think there's more talent outside the top pick. I think Fernando obviously is the best quarterback in this draft because there's no other competition though with him. You got to put Ty Simpson next to him. It's just, it is what it is with that. But I think looking outside of him, you got like guys like Alvaro Reese from Ohio State. You got Bailey from Texas Tech. You got Caleb Downs. You got Sonny Stouts. You got Jeremiah Love. I think those guys are way more talented. But I just think I think the picks outside of him are gonna be more franchise changing players than Fernando. But that's just my take. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that question?
I mean, yeah, it is a take, if anything. Um,
But what's your
I
take
mean,
on it? If you had to
for the
say,
most part, I would probably take the field for the most part, but like you said, this year,
this year, yeah. And the
not
last
much in quarterback, right?
exactly.
But who does the number one pick, who is the number one pick or team? Raiders. Like, what position do you think they need the
I
most
mean,
right now?
I think obviously they're gonna get the quarterback. Obviously,
Do they need a quarterback?
I go back and forth on this. Like, it's like if you're the Raiders, right? You're not gonna really do much next year, and but it's like, you still have Geno Smith under contract. Do you just say fuck it and just have him as your starting quarterback for 1 year and then maybe trade that pick? Maybe trade down a little bit. Maybe someone that's really desperate for a quarterback can go after him. Maybe like some like the Jets or like the Cardinals who are, they just released Kyler Murray. Are they desperate for a quarterback? They're taking that number 3 pick. I mean, you just never know. You give up a couple first rounders for that first pick and the Raiders all of a sudden you keep Geno Smith, you try to keep Max Crosby, but they might trade him too and get some more first round picks. I don't know. But I think that, like you said, at the end of the day, they're gonna end up probably taking Fernando Mendoza first overall. That's just it is what it is at this point. I don't think unless, like I said, a big trade happens. But the last couple drafts who have been the first overall picks, the quarterback talent. I mean, last year's class is kind of the same a little bit when it comes to only 2 quarterbacks who are graded in the first round. So, but other draft classes they've had, like the year before that, it was the Caleb Williams, it was Jaden Daniels, it was Drake May, Bo Nix, and then Michael Penix and JJ McCarthy. That was the quarterback class 2 years ago. That's what's going to be like next year's draft class with the guys like Dante Moore, Julian Sain, Sam Levette, and other quarterbacks. So, I mean, if you're the Raiders, I guess you go for Fernando this year, but I don't know. I would take the field though. That's my choice of
So
this.
if you're the Raiders, you're trading up or switching up and taking the field. Like, you're picking. Are you go? So are you looking to draft a quarterback?
If I was a team like I don't know, like if say it was a team like the Saints, like I wouldn't want the first overall pick this year because I mean I guess you could, but I mean I probably would, but I don't know. I'm just talking about I guess this year's draft alone, like the talent. I think there's just a ton of talent outside the first pick. I think, like I said, you got offense, you got pass rushers this year, you got linebackers this year. You got the safeties and shit. It's just I don't know. It's just
Yeah, you got a ton of skill position talent.
yes, it's one of the
Um,
more deeper wide receiver classes for sure. Like they're projected, I think, like four receivers go in the first round. Maybe two in the top 10. So I think I mean a couple offensive linemen too. Pat, there's deep. There's another deep class of pass rushers too. So a lot of these teams are looking for pass rushers as well. So
so if not Fernando as your first quarterback, if you're
or
the Raiders or first player, who are you going with first for the Raiders' first pick? Not first pick overall, but their first pick if they decide
not
that
pick Fernando.
Fernando is not their number one pick. Who are they going? Who should they go with as their plan B?
Oh man, I think if they're able to keep Max Crosby there, I think they go after like an offensive lineman potentially, like maybe the guy from Miami, Mufunga, I think is his name, or I think it's Fano from Utah. It's gotta be a offensive lineman because their offensive line was fucking terrible this year. So if not Fernando, then I'd say either it'd either be a pass rusher or they just need bodies in the trenches. Honestly, they need offensive lineman, defensive lineman, but I don't know. But we'll see what happens. But I take the field in general when it comes to talent. So that's just in other news.
I mean, the statistics of many number one picks becoming an average or bust. It's a really high percent. Um, Even from the year 2000, 2024, the Pro Bowl rate for the number one overall pick was 68%. Not
Yeah.
bad.
No, it's
Not bad.
definitely not bad. I think
But for the first team all pro rate for the number one pick is 8%. So
yeah, it's but I mean that's what happens. You go to those shitty teams, though. I mean, sometimes guys end up in a good spot, kind of like Caleb Williams. He's a first overall pick, and the Bears are terrible. But I think it all comes down to like, is the quarterback the right fit for that team and the coach? You ain't got the coach and the quarterback. You're not going anywhere as a team. So is like, can that coach, the Kubiak who just joined the Raiders and Fernando, like can they be a dynamic duo for the Raiders? Can those guys turn the franchise around? That's what this kind of question is overall, like in general.
I was thinking the Bears was a perfect example. So I agree.
Yeah, like the Bears, and then I mean, even like I know it's not the first overall pick, but Drake May was the third pick for the Patriots, and then he starts 8 games and doesn't do well, but then you bring in Mike Vrabel the next year and they go in the Super Bowl. So I think it's quarterback and coach. I think will win you games and go to the Super Bowl. That's just how it works. So, like I said, Seahawks too.
I'm taking Fernando. It's for me,
Just a lot of
fif-
talent after that.
it's
There's
like
like
55% Fernando, 45%. So it's
to
like
to be honest, this draft it doesn't start with the first pick because you know who's going first. Whoever's the second pick, that's when the draft really starts at this point. Because who the Jets going to take second? Cardinals going to take third. Because everyone knows, like I said, Fernando's going first. But the draft starts at the second overall pick, in my opinion, for being quite honest here. So, I mean, I don't know if you saw this. It's not part of the topics, but I don't know if you saw the coach for the Jets sleeping at the combine in his box.
is he like their number one? How many
Well,
coaches get to go?
he's up
Just
there. He's
one?
like, and they panned over to him, and so I think somebody might have tapped him on the legs. He's like, "Oh shit, I better."
How many do they have? Like a team of coaches that go out there? Is it like
Oh, I think the head coach, like the GM and the owner, and like some of the assistant coaches, I think, or like all OC, DC, they all go out there and they have their own box at because that Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, so they all have their own box scouting the combine. But it's just crazy how they
What
panned
was he?
over.
Was he like the DC or something?
No, he was the head coach of the Jets this past year. Aaron Gordon was he was a first year head coach as the Jets this year, and they went I think like 2 and I don't know if they won, but he played for the Jets too back in like the 80s and 90s and shit as a corner, and like I think they're like the first team I don't know how many years to not get an interception on defense. They didn't have one interception this year. They didn't have one.
That's had a good defense not too long ago either.
2 years ago, when Aaron Rodgers first got there, before he tore his Achilles in the fourth play of the game, offensive play of the game, that defense was legit. Like they were like
Yeah,
one
that's
of the
what I'm
best.
saying.
They just needed a quarterback, but then he got hurt, and man, they had Sauce Gardner, they had Quentin Williams, they had dogs in that defense. Like they still went 7-9 in that season, I think, or whatever. But they had Zach Wilson that came in, and he just didn't. I don't know.
Where's he at now? The Dolphins?
Yeah, he's the backup now for Quinn Ewers for the Dolphins because well, he's technically the third string, but I think the Dolphins are going to probably trading Tua or releasing
Yeah.
him because they're going to owe him like $56 million this upcoming year, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, that's crazy. But a little big news, obviously, today the Rams finally get some fucking secondary help on trading for Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs, their all-pro cornerback, who's been one of their best defenders in the last couple of years. He's kind of like locked down on that side. But I think this is more of I don't know what the Chiefs are doing though. Like, are the Chiefs? Is Travis Kelce coming back next year? Like, this team's not getting younger. They're just getting older. They got Mahomes got hurt this past year. I know he's still on the younger side, but I don't know. I think they got another first round pick in this year's draft. So you got 2 first round picks now. So it's like, what do you do with the Chiefs? I don't know. I think they go get defense again, I guess, or maybe get a running back. I don't know because their running backs there's not very dynamic in the backfield with
How many games is Patrick gonna miss?
Well, let's see. He tore his ACL towards the end of the season. I don't know. I think it just depends on how his rehab is. I think some guys can recover in 8-9 months. Sometimes it could take a year. I don't know. Depends how bad his tear was.
Yeah, he's pretty good at making sure he stays um healthy for the most part, especially during the season. If you ever seen the Netflix series on quarterback, have you seen that?
Yeah. He does his shit. I mean, he definitely takes care of his body. He definitely spends the money each year. He's kind of like, I'm not saying he's built like him, but he's like Derrick Henry. Special. I'm not gonna say Matt Mahomes is on a special diet, but he definitely works out and makes sure that he's in shape for the season, obviously. But I mean, as for the Rams, I mean, they needed this because watching their games against like a dynamic offense like the Seahawks and the 49ers, they gave up too many passing yards. I think they're like 24th in the league giving up passing yards per game. I think this is going to help them out even more because they can score fucking points. Like that wasn't their problem this year. They just couldn't stop anybody when they played a good
Yeah.
offense. I mean, every time they played the Seahawks, they gave up fucking 30 points and over 300 passing yards. It's just
I
like
mean, the whole playoff run, it was like they needed to play either catch up or just outscore teams.
exactly. I mean, and they were kind of lucky. They were fortunate enough when they played the Bears that Caleb Williams, it's his second playoff game, and he didn't play. I will say though, speaking of like just a little off topic here with the NFL playoffs this year, the quarterback play, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't the greatest when it comes to like completion percentage and shit. I think the best was maybe Stafford, but like some of these guys were throwing like 22 of like 46. Like a whole like these guys aren't completing 50% of the fucking ball. I think it was one of the more down years of quarterback play in the playoffs this year. It just felt like it. I don't know, like like
I
Sam.
mean, like I said, unlike the Rams, Seattle, Patriots, and who else was the other? Oh, Denver. those are top three defenses in the
Yeah, a lot
Final
of
Four.
and they say, oh yeah, you gotta score to win. It's like, nah, fuck that. Defense to this day still wins championships. I mean, we can just agree. You saw the Seahawks defense just fucking swarm the Patriots in that Super Bowl. They were just 7 sacks and then a fumble recovery for a
I
touchdown. Or
mean, Sam Darnold just played good enough because the Patriots were on his ass too.
and that's what Sam Darnold this year, as you know, he just played good enough this year. He, 25 touchdowns, 16 or 14 interceptions. So he played well enough, but he had a good, team around him to where, they kept him off the fucking ground and were able to win some games this year. But I mean, with the Rams there, it's like with this move, like, I, I mean, I'd almost put them as the favorite to win next year, from
Is
being honest.
Seattle is Seattle a major threat next year?
Well, they're in the same type of division as like the Broncos, Chargers, and the Chiefs, because their division, like I said before, it's the Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, and Cardinals is in that
Oh, yeah,
division
that's right. The
together.
Cardinals are. That's yeah.
Yeah, man, yeah. But Seattle and the Niners are always gonna be a threat to the Rams because I mean, all three teams be playoffs this year, So
Well,
three,
Seattle beat both of them in the playoffs,
yeah,
right?
three of the last four teams in the NFC playoffs were those three. So just shows you how strong that division was this year. So, but yeah, I think, and what's crazy is Matthew Stafford did say he's coming back, and I don't know if you know where the Super Bowl is at this year, but it's at SoFi in LA. So
That's where he won his first one.
yeah,
That was in 2020,
2021,
21.
because the Bucks won the COVID Super Bowl when they played the
Oh
Chiefs.
yeah, that's right.
And that's when the Rams beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl 2021. But it's back in LA. Could this be Stafford's final run at it and go off in the sunset as another Super Bowl champion? Two-time Super Bowl champion, maybe? I don't know what the odds are on that. I think they're probably like plus 700, 800. So,
So if he wins the Super Bowl next year
oof.
with two rings, is he better or still not as good as Eli Manning?
Oh, he's better than Eli Manning, for sure. I think, like, quarterback talent-wise,
Okay.
Stafford's a better talent at the quarterback position
Yeah,
for
but what
sure.
about better? Who has a better Super Bowl win right now?
Well, I mean, Eli, he beat the undefeated Patriots in that time, but that defense he had was unreal too, though. When they
Which
played
which player did he beat twice?
Tom Brady.
Who's Tom Brady?
Uh,
So it's hard to say.
I guess we look at like total wins, passing yards, touchdowns, because yeah, man's kind of like in the same boat when it comes to like wins and stuff as like Joe Namath. Like Joe Namath is the only quarterback in NFL or in like the Hall of Fame that has a losing record in the Hall of Fame. Eli Manning, I think he's like 500 at best. So now, if I know Stafford had a lot of losing seasons in fucking Detroit. If he would have just left earlier and went to LA, he probably would have had more winning seasons with under Sean McVay and shit. What are you gonna do? So, but I think they will either they're the favorites or co-favorites next year in the Super Bowl with this trade. They're not. I don't think they're done yet. They said they had a quote that says, "Fuck those first picks." Because those first round picks, because a lot of those guys you're picking later. I know 29th pick is still a valuable pick, but I wonder what the percentage is at guys who go like after the first like 15, 20 picks. Like, what is the odds of those guys panning out? I mean, it's just any guy can pan out in the NFL at any round. I mean, you've seen it before, so I don't know.
So just picking one? Who's your favorite to win the Super Bowl next year?
I'm stuck between two teams. I think it's got to be the Rams. I mean, it'd be hard not to pick the Seahawks again. I mean, I don't know though. I mean, does Kenneth Walker re-sign with the Seahawks because he's a free agent right now? So does he come back? I think he comes back, but I don't know. I mean, you can't really count out the Chiefs when they're healthy, honestly, when they're Mahomes is there. But it depends what. It's just I don't know. AFC is tough because there's so many good teams in the AFC too. Like I think the NFC is not as deep as the AFC.
I think it's going to be a Bills Mafia
I mean, look,
upset
and
takeover next year.
and these are the AFC teams I have in my head: Chiefs, Bills, Jaguars. I think the Texans. If CJ Stroud can just play better this year, like that. You want to talk about a great fucking defense? That Texans defense was legit. They're the number one defense in the NFL. It's just they had too many guys hurt on the offensive side when it came to the playoff time. Like I said,
Tank Dell was active, right? Or he's still hurt?
no, he's still hurt. And then Nico Collins didn't play in the second playoff game because he had a concussion, and they lose their tight end in the first quarter. So he's down to their second round, third round NFL draft picks as rookies playing receiver. So,
It's hard to win.
but yeah, I think you get the Bills, Patriots, you got the Jags, Texans, you got the Chiefs, you got the Broncos, Chargers can make a run at it. There's just a lot of good teams. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Well, if you notice, it's always like one thing. Like for example, Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. That's the missing piece for them for the most part. And when he came back, he showed that with him they're pretty damn good, right? So, um, but like you said, it's just there's some bad quarterback play. C.J. Stroud, bad quarterback play. You had
Just
uh,
injuries and stuff.
Bills. What's his name?
Well, the Bills, they just, I think Josh Allen, I think
Josh. Yeah,
he's had a bad game, and he usually
but so did
shines.
C.J. Had a bad game.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think Josh Allen, he shines a lot in the playoffs. It's just his defense just doesn't get enough stops. It's just. But I don't know. I don't know if I trust anybody in the AFC North. Like I don't know if I trust the Ravens. I don't know if I trust the Steelers or the. I mean, I don't know. The Browns are the Browns, and then I
Did
don't
the
know.
Cowboys finally do something?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the Eagles. There's been talks with the Eagles. Like, are we going to keep AJ Brown? Or are we going to trade him? I don't know what the deal is there. Like the thing about there's been talks of him maybe getting traded to the Patriots. That could be realistic now with Stephon Diggs gone. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of like I said, Rams, Stafford,
Could
Puka.
Stephon Diggs be a Raider?
I don't know if I want. I don't know if you want Stephon Diggs in Las Vegas.
That
That boy would be out
would be
partying.
baby mama number 5, probably.
Well, he's with Cardi B, so I think those are just like false rumors and shit with them. But that's a different day.
Those are funny rumors, though. That was funny.
I don't know. Shit. I mean, like I said, I think the Rams co-favorites at the Seahawks. If I had to go with two teams that were, I think like with the odds, I think those two teams are the two favorites next year. So, but I think that's a start for the Rams when it comes to the secondary. They need that shit because they were fucking trash last year.
Who are your 2 burger teams?
Two burger teams, the Dolphins and the Titans.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, no, 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 no. I'm gonna pick one team from each conference. I'm actually
Division or
just like AFC, NFC team, like my one burger team. I think we'll go Raiders as one of the burger teams in the AFC,
for now?
and then the Cardinals in the AFC. I think the Cardinals are just a bunch of burgers. I mean, actually, no, no, no. Let me switch that. AFC, it's the Jets. That's the burger team in the AFC. The Jets are just terrible. And then,
How about the Falcons?
no. We'll go with the Saints as the burger team in the NFC. Then
Yes.
it's just overall shithole.
Okay, don't go that far. Those guys,
No,
they'll
I'm
come
just
after
kidding.
you. I've
I'm
been
just
to a
kidding.
Saints game and they don't
No,
play about
no,
their team.
not the city. The team is a shithole. Like,
I went to a game before. I didn't think I was gonna gather alive. They
look,
did not play with their
New
team. It's
Orleans
like,
is a great party city. They can have that, but their team has not been great the last couple of years. Let's just call it what it is.
burger team.
Burger Saints, Burger Jets. Let's move on. Okay, well, speaking of Stephon Diggs, obviously he got released today from the Patriots. I kind of saw that coming. I mean, I think he's taking up too much money for next year. I think he's going to probably make, what was his deal? I think it was like 2 years, 40, something like that, whatever. So I think he was making like 15, 20 million. He had a good year.
He's not the same Diggs as Minnesota Diggs
or even Buffalo. I think
or Buffalo.
Buffalo, he was all
Yeah.
pro. He had Josh Allen. So,
I mean, you can't, obviously can't blame him for this year. I mean, it was just that Seahawks team was unbelievable. So
yeah, and
that
then
defense, the defense just shut everything down. It's hard to beat that.
I mean, like I said, Drake May is a young quarterback, and then their offensive line is young too. That left side, left tackle, left guard, that's a young team that you got some developing to do. But I don't know. I mean, this would be what Stephon Diggs' fourth team because he started out with the Vikings, went to the Bills, and then he got. Oh no, this would be his fifth team because I think people forget he went. Like I said, Vikings, and then he went to Buffalo, and then he got traded to the Texans. And then he's a free agent because it was a 1-year deal. And now he's with the Patriots, signed a 2-year deal, but then he got released. So he'll be going on his fifth team. I mean, does he maybe go back to Buffalo? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's familiar with Josh Allen.
Is there a reason why he left? Out for any like relationship reason or no?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he was in good terms with Sean McDermott, who's now not the head coach anymore. We got, Joe Brady's the new head coach. I don't know if you know Joe Brady, but he was when LSU had that crazy year with Joe Burrow and them, he was actually the offensive coordinator for
That's
Joe
right.
Burrow. That's why Joe Burrow, went on the fucking ball out that year. But now he's the head coach for Buffalo, so maybe Stiggs is looking at that as maybe a new opportunity with the Bills. And maybe, maybe I can get something here with Joe Brady and Josh Allen. Maybe we'll just, dial up some plays. I mean, they got Keon Coleman and they got James Cook there, so it's not like their offense is shitty or anything. It's just,
But where's Cheetah going?
oof.
He's free agent, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Does
I
he
don't
go
know.
back to the Chiefs?
If I'm him, I mean, I may be a shot. I just don't know how healthy he's gonna be though, because his knee. I don't know if you saw that fucking play. I saw it live. It was like
It's nasty.
that. I was like, oh my god. But
Such
I
a
don't.
weird like everything about it, like the tackle and the way they just both kind of got tangled up like that. It's bizarre.
I mean, because I had to parlay that game. I'm glad I didn't have him in my bet. I hit the bet though, so it doesn't matter. But so, whew, thank God I didn't have Tyreek Hill for like 60 yards receiving. 'Cause I think he had like 50. You lost your ass. But I don't know. Tyreek Hill. I've been going back and forth, but the Chiefs could be a reunion with them. Obviously, I would love to see him in Buffalo with Josh Allen. That'd be kind of crazy too.
So imagine going from Miami to Buffalo.
That's the thing though. It's like, I mean, maybe you go to a team like San Fran, but does you want to pay those taxes out there? I don't know. Um,
Well, how much of a choice does he actually have?
I think have some. It'd be a great fit. I think. Because I don't know how healthy Tank Dell is, but I mean, maybe him to Houston honestly would be a nice little fit with him and Nico Collins there and shit. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, if I had to pick options like top 5 teams for him, I'd probably say I'd probably I'll throw the 49ers in there. I'll throw in the Texans, Chiefs. Oh, goddamn. Um, I don't know the two teams that not the Cardinals, obviously, because I think he wants to go to a winning situation. I would say the Bills, and then I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I was playing the cold though. Like that's the one thing I don't want to say like the Steelers or some shit because I don't know who the quarterback's going to be there next year. I mean, it'd be funny if he went to the Browns and Deshaun Watson came back as the quarterback, and you have all of a sudden Jerry Jeudy and Tyreek Hill on that. Because you're talking about defense that's legit too. Is that Browns defense with
Is
Miles?
Deshaun Watson coming back?
Yeah, he's still signed with them.
It's so funny. I totally forgot he was there.
Well, I mean, he had a torn Achilles. He didn't even play
Like
yet.
they were dealing with what, three other quarterbacks this whole season.
I mean, it's been like 3 or 4 in the last 2 years. I mean, they had like it was like Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston was there the year prior, and there was Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco got traded mid-season, right?
He got traded earlier in the season because Joe Burrow went down, and that's when Joe Flacco went over to Cincinnati and had like a crazy first game or whatnot. But you're good now. But
Okay, there we go.
no, you're good. You're good to go. But then this year, obviously, it was Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, and Shador. So,
Should do.
but I mean, for the Browns, you kind of have to play Deshaun Watson because you're paying him fucking a ton of money because that contract they gave him that was a 5-year, $230 million guaranteed. So you have to play him at least
230 guaranteed.
fully. First quarterback ever, I think, to have like a fully guaranteed contract.
Good for him, honestly. I mean, it makes sense. It's already a risk going to the Browns, so
Well, he wasn't going to go to the Browns. He wanted to go to the Falcons. But the Browns like, hey, like we'll throw you 5 years, 230, fully guarantee. You like that shit? He goes, I'll go play for the Browns. That's basically what he did. I mean, because he's from Atlanta, he's from Georgia, so I think he wanted to go play in his hometown. But I mean, if I was him, I would have taken that 5 years, $230 million fully guaranteed. Shit, got me crazy. If you don't,
it's only 5 years. I mean, he could after 5 years he'd be a free agent.
I think he's coming up with his last year. But what team is going to give him that money again though? Unless he just completely balls out this year. You know, because they got the sixth overall picks. So they might take a receiver or an offensive line, but that's the problem though. Their offensive line, all the guys are free agents. So I don't know who the offensive lineman is going to be next year for the Browns. I mean, they're all I don't
Guys
know.
are never gonna get it right. Sucks.
Their defense has always been great though. I mean, the defense.
They haven't been good since damn Jim Brown was there.
Baker Mayfield was there for a little bit, and they went to the playoffs. They won a playoff game. I mean, they almost beat the Chiefs in that playoff game, but
But no one remembers that.
no, no.
Unless you were only a Browns fan. Everyone else is like, oh yeah, the Browns suck.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I will say they did draft pretty well this year, though, with Quinshon Junkins. I
They
think,
still have Miles Garrett, right?
yeah, yeah, he'll be there for another couple of years. Denzel Ward's still there. They got young guys. They're ballers. Like Quinshon Junkins, before he got hurt, he was balling for the Browns too. So
They do have a lot of ballers that come through there. They just can't. It's like
they should get the
a
quarterback
lot of
right.
these. It's like they just can't get the team together at the same time.
It's like they either have a great quarterback and a shitty coach, or a great coach and a shitty quarterback. It's just really how it goes for the Browns. It seems like. I mean, one year they had it pretty good was when Baker and then Stefanski was there, and that's when they went to the playoffs and beat the Steelers in the first round of the playoffs. I don't know. I think, but I mean, yeah, Stephon Diggs to the Browns. Count it.
Okay, that's your final guess. Okay, I'm gonna say Stephon Diggs
Nah, I'm just kidding. But
is okay. Well, I'm gonna say Stephon Diggs. He's gonna be going to
Oh, I have one. I have one that would be a great.
San Francisco.
Ooh. I think he likes the big city. I'm
There
gonna
you go.
go. Hold on. I'm gonna go with the New York Giants. Stephon Diggs teams up with Malik Neighbors and Jackson Dart and Cam
Isn't
Scattergood.
Odell Beckham going back there?
Hell no! I'd rather have Stephon Diggs and Odell. Odell hasn't played in like 2 years.
But they're talking about that, right? Odell Beckham coming back. Is he? Is
Yeah,
he? So he hasn't been playing because he's been hurt, or he hasn't been playing because
he
he
just didn't
kind
get
of
time
like,
this year. I don't know what his deal was
where is he at?
at home. What we're doing right now.
Just gonna. He's pulling off. He's pulling a Philip Rivers then.
I don't know. I just don't think he's as dynamic as he once was. I think Stephon Diggs is still a great
Oh, he's a.
receiver. I don't think he's an elite receiver, but he's still. You pair him up with a guy like Malik Neighbors on the other side. I think he can, be dynamic and get the ball
It'd
still.
be like JSN and Cooper Cup. Like he'd be the Cooper Cup.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
with the Patriots, like who's really the threat at receiver besides Diggs? Not too many guys on the outside were really threats.
Well, okay. If you're the Patriots, who do you get a receiver now? Last question. Who's it gonna be?
Mm.
Is that who they're drafting?
I
Is
think
that
I
who they're
think
going
I
for in the draft?
I think they go and trade for AJ Brown.
Yeah, they need like a veteran, dynamic
And I
top
think
receiver right
and I
now.
think him and Vrabel would get along pretty good. But here's the thing, though, because people forget, Mike Vrabel was his first head coach in the NFL at the Titans. I don't know if people forget about that. Is that he was his first head coach because he played for the Titans his first couple years, and those guys, got along together. It's just the goddamn owner wanted some draft picks, or the Eagles, looking for a young receiver, and they got him. So maybe a potential reunion with Mike Vrabel and
That
AJ
that
Brown.
sounds that sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Eagles are more of a running team than a passing team.
Eagles, yeah. Especially, yeah, you got a run first type quarterback,
Or maybe,
like option
or
type
you can just,
player.
Stephon Diggs goes to the Eagles and AJ Brown goes to the Patriots. There you go. Stephon Diggs
Yeah.
signs
Well,
with the
Stephon
Eagles.
Diggs, Stephon Diggs is a good, he's a good blocker too, right?
He's average. I think he's solid. I mean, he'll do it.
I feel like
Yeah.
he'd be good. He'd be a perfect fit for that Eagles team. He like his like personality wise, I think he fits that team pretty good.
Or I'll throw one more team out there. Another big city. I think maybe Diggs to the Chargers. I mean, they need some dudes over there. I mean, Keenan Allen's getting older. Matt McConkey, like he's a good receiver, but they need somebody else. I don't know. So
Oh yeah, Lad's not like a number one, obviously.
I know they got Quinton Johnston over there too, or Quentin Johnston. He's like the wide receiver 2 or 3 over there. So I mean, I don't know if Diggs would change the dynamic over there. I don't know. Maybe Diggs to the Giants. I'm calling my shot. Stephon Diggs is going to the New York Giants. That's my guess. Big city, big market. Why not play the young
John
guns, young team? And you got John Harbaugh there now. So I mean, you just you know. So
I'm going Rams. Sorry, not Rams. San Francisco.
and
We'll see what happens.
I'm gonna throw one sleeper team in there as well. My one sleeper team that he can go to is the Baltimore Ravens. My sleeper team. That'd be my second pick.
Yeah,
If it's not the Giants,
That one's sleeping in the back of the bus, but he ain't going.
if it's not the Giants, give me the Ravens.
Now he wants to go to a team that's gonna win right now, and that's the 49ers. They're about one player away from winning it.
I mean, they could have made a run at it last year. They just had too many injuries on defense. I think they got
Yeah,
too many
this year
guys.
they just got blown out by the best team, which was the Seahawks this year. No question.
What's funny though, in the regular season, the 49ers actually beat Seattle in the first couple weeks of the season at Seattle. So it can happen if they're healthy. But
Seattle was like that team that was they were all running 100% on all cylinders. Like you weren't gonna stop them. They were just a machine.
yeah, shit. I mean, but yeah, Diggs, Giants, second option, Ravens. Calling my shot now. And
don't
then,
bet on that. Lose your money. Go ahead.
and obviously the combine took place this past weekend, and saw Diego Pave at the stand talking about who's been helping him out or giving him advice, and he mentioned Johnny Manziel.
So far, it has not done shit good for him.
Yeah, I don't think he's taking that advice, Johnny. I'm sorry. I know you guys are best friends, but
No, he is taking that advice. That's the problem.
yeah, I mean, I guess you saw a glimpse of it after the Heisman ceremony where he said "fuck the voters" on Instagram and posted it. And by the way, Vanderbilt should get fined because they were saying that he was 6'1" in college and he ended up being like 5'9" at the combine.
Well, I guess if you can say it's more impressive that he's been able to play this well at 5'9". I mean, wasn't Drew Brees 5'9"?
I think he's like 5'11", 6'10",
Kyler Murray's five what?
5'11". But I think he's more dynamic than Diego was coming out of
Yeah,
college.
Diego. Yeah, in comparison, yeah, I think Kyler Murray.
I think Kyle Murray also has a better arm too, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, he did win the Heisman.
Kyle Murray, that is true. Kyle Murray was a first round pick in baseball too. So I mean, obviously he could throw the fucking ball too. But I mean, Diego Pave is a partier too. I've seen some videos of him and shit. I mean, just turned 24 too. So I don't know
He's like a fun pick. Like
if he
he
gets
might
picked
work out. He might not work out. I feel like the last place he needs to be is the Miami Dolphins. I
or
think.
the as a backup for the Raiders.
Yeah. No, he needs to be in the city, and it's not those two cities. I think he needs to be in like Minnesota.
That's the team I was exactly going to say. It was Minnesota.
I think he can beat out their quarterback right now. Their quarterback suck.
I don't know if, but yeah, if I'm Diego, I'm like, listen, dude, like, you're my best friend and shit. But,
I haven't seen 9 show up this year.
I'm like, if you're Diego Pape, like, I'm not listening to anybody. Like, I'm going to listen to like my agent and shit because, I mean, his family, and I know his brothers and shit were walking out with him, but I don't think his brothers are giving him the best advice either off the field and shit. I think he needs to just nail the interviews. I think he did okay in interviews and shit, but I think he needs to just I think he's learning, but I don't know if Johnny Football is the best person to take advice from from his time in the league. I think he'll probably tell me, hey, don't do this shit because it's just gonna make sure you watch film and don't fall asleep during meetings. That's all I gotta say.
Like I'm all for confidence, 100%. I
Yeah, if
just
you
think
got some
I just think
swag,
he I
dude.
just think I just think he hasn't done anything yet, really, like to be as confident as he is.
Yeah, I mean, if this is what I say, if you play more than 5, 6 years of college football, I don't think you're gonna make.
Well, he lost the Heisman. Not that it was his fault, but he also lost to Iowa. That sucks.
Well, I don't know if you saw it before. There's a clip posted. He goes, "You only need 7 points to beat Iowa."
Lost by 7 points for 27 or something. He let them score 34. Not him, but they let Iowa score 34 points. It's awful. I
I
think
mean,
that's
if,
how many points they scored for the whole year.
if Iowa scores 17, I mean that's a miracle on offense.
That's what I'm saying.
Like their defense is pretty good every year, but that's funny. I don't know, Johnny Football. I mean, I think he'd be good for like, support, like going there and like watching the games and whatever. But I don't know about advice when it comes to like film and like and other shit when it comes to football, like like X's and O's and shit. But I think maybe like give him like some confidence and like, hey, like you can do this shit, but you gotta put the work in. I think that's all he would have to say to him.
Only I bet you the advice Johnny is giving is like what he didn't do.
Correct. I think he's like, look,
Not like, oh, you need
what
to
I
do
did
this because it
wrong,
worked for me. Yeah.
yeah, what I did wrong, I want you to do the right way. Obviously, like Don't go out and party and shit. You're a rookie. You haven't earned the respect yet from your veteran players. You got to go out there, go into film early, go into the facilities early, watch film early, get extra reps in, be there first. And I think that's kind of the advice he's probably giving him right now at this time. But I think you got to. He just
We'll
has to
see if he
prove it.
does it though. We'll see if he does it though, because
He's
like
got.
you walk around with that. I mean, it's just like you walk around with that confidence of going into the NFL. Like it's just those guys are not going to look at. They're not going to look at a 24-year-old, 23-year-old like, oh yeah, you're the guy. I think I think they're going to look at Mendoza differently because Mendoza is going to come in there not thinking he's like better than anyone else or coming in there like that. I think he's going to be like, whatever I can do for you guys, that's my goal.
Yeah, I think
Different,
I
totally
had
different mindsets.
I would have to see how he did in the interviews because nothing's come out that he's had like any bad interviews or anything. But I mean, obviously, he's either gonna be drafted like in the sixth, seventh round, or he's gonna be undrafted free agent. That's what they're predicting right now at this time. So
I'm gonna say sixth round. Sixth round, and he goes to the team. I was thinking.
I mean, he could stay in Tennessee and go to the Titans as a backup quarterback for Cam Ward because he's from there. That's where he played. So I mean,
Honestly, that's like that later in the draft, it's almost like you really no idea where he's
no,
going.
at that point when it's
Like
anything past.
Quinn Ewers, like who would have thought he was gonna go to the Dolphins? Really?
I mean, what's crazy about him? He was supposed to make the first overall pick in that draft that he would have went into originally, but he decided to come back for his senior year. That would have been insane if he got picked first. That'd been tough.
Who was picked first that year then? Cam Ward?
Last year or this past year's draft that just took place.
Or what the year he was supposed to be first? Who was
Caleb
first?
Williams.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he knew he wasn't gonna be picked first. He was projected going into that season to be like the first guy picked, but then you have guys like I said, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels from LSU, Drake May, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, JJ
I
McCarthy.
keep forgetting about Washington. I keep forgetting. That could be a Stefan Diggs
Yeah, that's true. 'Cause
place.
that could be a sneaky spot because Deebo Samuel is a free agent now because he got traded there from San Fran this past year. Like he was only on a 1 year deal, or he had 1 year left on his contract. So him and Scary Terry, I mean, you never know with those two. But I mean, we'll see. See what happens there.
So what's the potential topics for next? Oh yeah, where we let the people know who we're going to be talking to on next episode.
I don't know if he goes by coach or just his name. I don't know.
So he wants to go by the Godfather of Speed, Coach Larry Ryan. He likes all that shit. So
So if you guys don't know, when my brother was in college and stuff, he used to go to
give me that
Godfather of
exact name.
Speed named Coach Larry Ryans. He was a former NFL. He was receiver, right? And punt returner in the NFL for a little bit. He played a
So
couple
the
of seasons.
Godfather of Speed, Coach
Yeah.
Larry Ryan. It's official how he wants to be introduced.
He was a
So
he was a receiver at Clemson and punt returner.
also a track star.
Track star, correct.
Got drafted. I think he played for the Panthers, and I know he played for the Bucks at one point.
Yes.
And then he was a big player over in I think it was Germany, one of
Yeah,
those European countries where he was a yeah. That's when he was doing his more of his punt returns, I think, over there. But yeah, one of the best speed training coaches around for sure. He knows what he's talking about.
for sure. Definitely got some topics for him to discuss and shit like that. You guys will find out in the next episode when it comes to that. But yeah, he was like a former receiver, played at Clemson, track star as well. Played in the NFL for about 4 or 5 seasons. I looked it up, 4 or 5 seasons, and then I mean, I got some questions for him when we get into all the other shit too. We'll definitely have some topics and shit. I want to talk to him about the 40-yard dash and see what he really thinks about that shit, because I think it's fucking kind of it's good for some positions, but then it doesn't really matter for like quarterbacks and shit. Honestly, I mean, you've seen that quarterbacks who've run like Anthony Richardson ran a 4.43 or whatever the fuck he ran, and he's not even playing. And there's just guys who run fast don't last. Majority of them don't.
Yeah, and that's like one of his specialties, I would say.
Yeah.
Coach Larry is running mechanics and
Yes.
how to start off the line, whether it's as a receiver or for any type of
Skill position.
track events, stuff like that. So yeah, he'll give us the breakdown, probably any details and his thoughts, of course.
Oh,
I
I
would
got
assume.
some questions for him for sure about some other shit, but I think that about wraps it up, for episode 4, and I mean that's it. I mean, unless you got something else to say as the outro, I don't know if you have anything else to say, but tune in for episode 5 with Coach Larry Rhines, also known as Godfather of Speed. And next episode, that would be our special guest. And we will see you guys next time.